But cherry, darker the berry, sweeter the juice.
Don't you start, man. Don't you start.
What you think?
Man, it was fantastic. A lot of fresh information. And
You and I, so refresh my memory. It was 2015 or 14.
2015 when we first met. We were just recently getting into the MENT business. We grew too fast, as you know. One of the things that the thing that sticks in my mind today is do what the fat man says.
Ooh,
He knows
I like
what he's
that.
doing.
I like that.
I mean, and you know
I
what?
paid him a lot of money to say that.
He paid me nothing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you're still growing and going.
Amen.
I see, like it's like you said, you got back out there and you beat the path and you redeveloped yourself, and not only that, you redeveloped a new system.
So when you and I met back in the day, we were in Virginia. We were heavy NEMT, home care, and now you're looking at broker and everything.
Yes.
Obviously, a huge additional layer
Yeah.
to the discussion.
Yes, absolutely.
What's your takeaway on everything?
I just like the fact of we're with the broker business that we're released from a lot of liabilities,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all cash. It's money.
Money
Comes to me first. I get paid first,
Amen.
and that's where I think as an entrepreneur, that's where our mind has to stay. We have to plant our feet in that place. That
Amen.
I got to get paid first, and then I take care of everybody else.
So we met back in the day. We were rolling up on 2020. You went off the grid, and then you resurfaced. Why'd you abandon me all these years?
Embarrassment. Because I didn't listen. It's like a child. When you don't listen to pops, you just kind of like go away. But I'm like the prodigal son. I'm coming back.
Amen, man. I like
I'm coming back.
Love
you give me, you put the robe on me. You give me my ring on my finger,
Love that.
and restoring me and just letting us know that
You and I had a good telephone conversation. We talked for like an hour or so.
Yeah, yes, sir.
How long ago was that? A
About
couple months.
About a month ago, before you went to Italy.
Yeah,
Right before you went to Italy.
Italy. Yeah, that was a good talk. So, were you already thinking about coming to this, or was our conversation? I said, "Hey, I need to be at this."
I at that point I wanted to make the connection, and I believe that a part of connection was being here.
Definitely.
That was the first step. That's the offer of acceptance back into the fold.
Amen. We had a good group.
I had a fantastic man, a lot of same-minded people.
Definitely.
Their minds and everybody's mind is in the same place, and that's great.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So then, and I totally agree with you 100%. And there's a reason why, we don't just try to herd people in for free and come as you are. No, we need to find like-minded people, and that's why you have to charge, put your money where your mouth is, be serious. What would you say to that person out there who's like, I don't know if that's for me. I'm not wasting my money. I'm too savvy for that.
The money that you're going to miss, that's going to be made from this conversation, they just missed out. They didn't make the investment.
I agree.
I'm a spiritual man. I believe in spiritual principles. You have to sow before you can reap.
Amen. Amen.
That seed,
Amen.
we plant today is going to bring a tremendous harvest. A
Amen.
tremendous harvest,
Amen.
without a doubt in my mind.
I think so. The last time we met, where it was more of a seminar where I was standing up, presenting more. I mean, we had Q&A towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think was better, that or like this, where it was a constant contribution and back and forth and Q&A type deal?
I really believe for the element that we're talking about now, this setting was great because you already had people who were in the environment,
Exactly.
in the
I
position.
Totally agree.
So they had information that they can share and bring, and and they've all already been in the entrepreneurial realm.
I agree. I agree with that. And in fact, you know what? You just brought me a degree of clarity, because I really agree with that, because everybody here, relatively speaking, was already an entrepreneur in the game, where they suffered wins or losses in this business or other. That's why I think everybody was able to legitimately contribute, versus if this was a traditional seminar where I stood up and talked and blah, blah, blah. I think this one, I just think that we just had a good thing, because everybody was able to participate and bring an element that really enhanced the overall capacity and layers of topics of discussion and everything.
And also too, and it didn't just end in a room. It went out at lunch.
Mhm.
Conversations went into lunch. Conversations went into supper. I think the conversations are going to go throughout the night
Yeah.
of, okay, what can we do? How can I mean, everybody's exchanging numbers. Okay, hey,
Awesome.
this is what I can help you with. This is what I can help you with, because everybody's talking that multiple stream income conversation. So how can I help you get this stream going? How can I help you get this stream going? So it's again, the money that's going to be made from this room in the next 6 months is going to be phenomenal.
I'm gonna ask you a personal question. You and I talked before. You and I both have a like mind. You and I both know we're kind of talking some politics, and we know that there's you're a spiritual man and everything. What do you tell that person out there that, because I think there's a war on rich people, bottom line, in my opinion. And at the end of the day, how I view things, and I think we have a responsibility to make money. I believe that.
Absolutely.
Expand on that, because you are a man of faith, you're a pastor, you're smart. Baby.
Well, I'm not a pastor.
I love your articulation.
I'm not a pastor,
but you make it look good.
I make it look good. And I share this with you. Entrepreneurship is in the Bible. It talks about kingdom. Kingdom is about business. We as believers have a responsibility to create wealth so that we can manage systems. And the only way you can manage a system, you have to own the system. You have to control the system. Our job is to control the source in which resources flow through. And the only way you can do that is by being an entrepreneur. Jesus was an entrepreneur. He was. He talks more about money than anything in the Bible. Period.
But most people, if you were to say,
I just did say that.
But most people, when they hear that, they don't think you're crazy.
I'm crazy.
If you say that, because I agree with you.
Right.
But the Bible is always talking about, I don't want to go too crazy, but the Bible talks about stewardship and money management, things like that. And the average person, if they hear that, they don't think we're crazy.
We're not. We're
and that's why, because I tell people, you have a responsibility to make money, create wealth, create an inheritance for your children's children, tithe, give.
Right. That wealth that we create helps our community, helps our churches, help the orphans, help the widows. That money that we create as entrepreneurs goes back into the community, and that's why God increases us the more and the more. There's an increase coming to our lives because we are entrepreneurs.
Love it.
Because he trusts us.
Amen. So basically what you're saying is you're not going to go off the grid and go right into the sideline.
I'm not.
The prodigal son has returned for keeps.
For keeps. I'm here.
We stay in touch.
We're in touch.
Build, grow, expand,
man.
And rich.
All day, every day.
Amen, brother. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Man, thank you for receiving.
I'm glad you came, brother.
Yes.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it. The one, the only, Marty Rude, ladies and gentlemen. We just finished up the roundtable gathering. What do you think, brother?
Yeah. Tons and tons of information. Here's the best thing you said the whole day, saying, I'm going to give you the buffet. Don't worry about what's going to happen in 22 months. Go do what you got to do. No, I'm telling you, that's the biggest takeaway. Because going on a year now, I got the buffet out there, and I was always worried about that and that. And today, it's like, don't worry about that. Start today. And I'm not verbatim whatever you said, but that concept of saying, you know what, it'll take care of itself.
So you and I have known each other for 10 years?
Yeah.
10 years. And we've talked a lot, we've worked together, we've come to multiple events. What do you think made this one different?
I don't know if it's much different, but you have a passion for this. I mean,
sure.
Obviously you're the real deal. I wouldn't be hanging around with you for 10 years for all this. But this, you just ooze what you've done. And you know it's up here, and we're all sitting there going, he's got to have something. He's awful excited. But the idea of taking all the constraints away and you get all the plus side, we're talking about the broker business now, is so appealing. Mm-hmm. So appealing. 1099s, the restrictions and so forth. And the other nice part, at least with this roundtable, was some very sophisticated, I mean, these are all entrepreneurs that are pretty successful in their own right. And not that the boot camp didn't have some, but these guys are a step above your average Joe out there looking to get quick tomorrow. So the questions and so forth.
And I think that's part of the benefit of why A, you be selective, B, you get people who are serious, which means obviously put your money where your mouth is, versus open this up to, 100 people and everyone shows up and then you're working to try to figure it. I mean,
you would have 2 days of the where do I go questions.
Exactly.
Where this
Exactly.
you're already at the 20-yard line. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Without being the entrepreneurs out there, I don't know that you could even get this far.
100%.
Because you're going to try to teach people how to sell, how to market, how to have a passion. You can't do that. So,
Let me ask you this to give people better context of you, who and what you are. Where are you at right now with your home care business? How you got into it?
I got a home care business that we started 18 years ago. Had a franchise. Paid $25,000 for the franchise.
That was 18 years ago. You paid
18 years ago, and then we were paying $6,000 a month. The franchise is broken up, but for the $25,000 and $6,000 a month, she had the best product out there. She was a terrible business person, so I wasn't getting anything as far as the business side.
Sure.
But I had she had the biggest passion for the elderly, and that's why I do joke with you. I couldn't make $1 million with you if we franchise this. I'm paying $6,000 a month. I've paid you pennies for the
100%.
information to put me way ahead to where I was before.
So when you look at the franchise business model for NENT and home care, what do you think for the franchise? I mean, I have my opinion. What's your opinion for the actual franchise?
Of what's out there?
For the using a franchise business model for the person that wants to start their home care or they want to start an NENT business, would you encourage them to go franchise or start your own?
You're a rare bird of what you give away. No, I wouldn't spend that kind of money. I could have spent for $40,000, $50,000. I could have taken 6 months and learned everything there was to learn and go do it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
You've given it, and I'm not patronizing you. You gave away
I agree.
all this stuff, which cost me pennies on the dollar, versus I'm writing a check for $6,000 4 years later and saying, where are you guys? I don't see them except if I don't send them a check.
Yeah.
So, the idea of a McDonald's franchise, that's a rarity. There's no new franchises out there. There are some good franchises where you have 6, 7, 8 of them. But most of them are to get rich quick. And I hate to say that, but I've been around long enough to sit there. And these guys out there, they don't know the business. And I could start a franchise. I could franchise you. That's what I did for a living in Youngstown. I could franchise this business legally, because all I do is I get this nice template, put it all together that you got, and then I go sell it 1 million times and they never see me again. If it wasn't for my Christian hat, I'm telling you, I'd make a ton of money with you. I'm being facetious, but I'm saying what you have, I keep on saying you gave it away. All I'm saying is apples to apples. I would have spent $30,000 plus $6,000 a month for 4 or 5 years. And I got more out of your first boot camp. And that's why I keep on coming back. And that's why we have a relationship.
I love it.
And you don't pull any punches. I mean, it's the real deal. And you're not looking for the money. And I know this is on tape and it looks like all this. I'm telling you from my heart. That's why you're my brother.
I appreciate it.
Seriously. And
That's why I'm letting you run with it.
All right, well, let me run with this.
I-
Gene, you come out with the broker business. I see your video. Remember I sent you this little tray?
Loved it. I still got it. It's in my office.
Yeah.
It's on my shelf.
I told Jeannie, I said, I'm not gonna say how much, but I said, I need a check for this amount. I didn't have a clue, but I trusted you enough. And it's changing my life. I'll start getting sentimental. This is my end game, this broker business. And we'll be together forever until God takes me away. But I'm telling you, you've picked apart everything. Let me digress a little bit. When you talked about Obamacare, when nobody knew what was happening, you were spot on. And I still have that boot camp. I mean, we've spent, I don't know, probably 12 hours. Most of it was about Obamacare. And I'm talking to lawyers, I talked to the professionals, insurance people. Nobody had a clue. You were spot on as far as a visionary, as far as what's going to happen.
And it came
And you've done this with the rideshare program. Again, you always say, I'm not a prophet, but you do know how to analyze. In the long game, that's what I'm taking away from today.
Beautiful.
Because I'm very impetuous and I want to have it tomorrow. And I will go back, and Jeannie's going to be happy, so I can go to sleep at night going, I'm looking at 2024,
Amen.
not 20.
Amen.
And that was a big takeaway also.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So what do you tell that guy, or that girl, whoever, it's saying, it's not worth going, I'm not going to spend the money, I'm too savvy for that? I mean, how would you surmise something like that?
Tell him to call me. I'll fly out. No, I'm serious. I mean,
I agree, man.
Some of it's, you know.
That's why I said, man.
If you look on the internet, everything's too good to be true. There's so much scam after scam after scam.
That's why I pulled up in my Lambo, and I rented that the photo op with the private jets, and that's why I got all that flashy jewelry. I threw all that cash around. All those
Let me tell you
props.
what sells it.
Oh God.
Sharing your numbers.
100%.
When you show me those numbers, your numbers don't lie.
100%.
Showing what the one contractor is W-2, showing your numbers on there, I'm going, if Joel can do that, I can do a tenth of that and be ultimately rich
Amen.
at that point.
Amen.
So I don't know how I'm very cynical because I've been in sales and marketing
Sure.
all my life. I don't trust anybody. I hate to say that because there's so many get rich quick schemes. And so even with you, it took a while for me to go, it's
Sure.
the real deal.
I
I mean,
get it.
I spend my money, Jeannie's money, very wisely.
No, I get it.
But I'll be totally
There's so
honest
much
with you.
crap
When you
online.
have,
I totally agree. There's so much crap online. That's why I say you gotta laugh at the clowns with all their props and their Lambos and the nonsense, throwing stuff around. It's just not practical. It's not realistic.
but somebody with you can do their due diligence. So this ain't pie in the sky. If you're going to spend $1, go do your due diligence, go check the numbers, see if people are doing it, and the proof's in the pudding.
Amen.
I mean, that's life in general right there. But I will tell you, there's just so much scammy stuff out there. It ruins it for the legitimate people out there,
100%.
you know.
So overall content, what do you think about everything? I mean, we had a good group.
The group made it because, again,
There's
we
good
were way
participation
ahead.
there. Good participation with everybody.
And the other part was you had the home care, you had the NEMT, and you had the broker business. So we had questions from all sides. And the funny part is basics are basics are basics.
Yeah.
You can fit that
You
within
could
a
see
model.
how they would apply certain things.
Right.
And there were some differentiations by different business models, but fundamental principles would transcend
You know what's
from one
fun?
model to the other.
We went out there and we didn't talk Browns and we didn't talk Army. We talked broker. There was some excitement. What are you going to do? And that was
now.
just now at dinner.
Beautiful.
They're going, what are you doing on Monday? I'm going, me and Kim and Jim are going to keep people accountable. And this will be on tape.
Beautiful.
And by January 1st, in fact, you never have to talk to me again. I will have 3
You ditching me already?
contractors.
After all we've been through, you're gonna ditch me?
I'm just keeping me accountable. I'm going to have 3 contractors in 10 stores. I'm not saying they're going to be tons, but before January 1st,
Amen.
and I'm going to keep her accountable.
Amen.
And we're going to take them to dinner. And
Amen.
she thought I was joking. Well, I ain't joking. I need that accountability.
You know I love you.
I love you too, brother. I
Great
appreciate
having
it.
you, bro.
Everything.
And I appreciate you having faith and trust in me and everything we're doing and taking this journey together. And
I'm not as
we've
good
been
as
to what?
growing, but I will be.
There
I
you go.
promise you on that little thing. No,
So you've been 3 or 4 different events?
I think 4
Plus
different
we've-
events, but we became friends, and not to be sappy, you're the real deal, not just about business.
Love it. Love
But
it.
I love, what's your statement? You're a biblical capitalist.
I'm biblical capitalist.
I love that, because that's my motto.
Amen.
God, family, money,
Amen.
you know,
Amen.
and it's
Love it,
a
brother.
big thing. So I appreciate it. I'm going back and gonna make you proud.
Let's do it.
Thanks.
Bro.